How is great sparkling wine made? Well, I have come about an hour outside London to Harrow and Hope. We're in Marlow, Buckinghamshire, and I've come to meet someone who really knows what he's doing. Henry Laithwaite. Henry, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Nice to see you.
Shall we take a look?
Let's go have a look. So what I want to find out is what is it that gives great sparkling wine that lovely brioche kind of smell and taste? Is it the expensive kit that Henry's rammed into his winery? Is it the naughty little yeast he sprinkles in each of those tanks? I think it's time to find out.
So this is the winery.
Wow.
This is where the process starts.
This is your base wine to make your sparkling wine.
Exactly.
Is there anything different from a normal white wine that you're doing?
We bring
So you bring it in with a lower sugar level.
than still wine, yeah. We aim for about 11% potential alcohol.
Once you've made your base wine, where do we go?
Then in January, that's why we never have a dry January here, is because we sit down and we start putting together the individual components, deciding what goes into what. As it comes in, we slice it up into different varieties, different clones, different soil types. So the idea is every different character of different plot gets its own tank or barrel. So we sit down at blending with hopefully 30 different components that we can then start piecing it together.
Some of which might be Chardonnay, some of which might be Pinot Noir.
Some of it might be on a bit clayer, some of it might be on a bit chalkier. They do subtly different.
I think it's amazing. Do you have a base wine that I can taste?
Yeah, we've got a rosé base wine.
Thank you.
Yours.
So this is one vintage, is this?
This is 2024, and this is our.
Does that mean all the grapes were picked in 2024?
All picked in 2024, and this is one component of our
That is so pretty.
rosé.
One component.
One component, the Pinot component.
And it smells really red fruit. It's all right.
Bright red fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've slightly changed our methods. This is the saignée method. So this is macerated on skins for a couple of days, cold, a bit like soaking a tea bag in grape skins to get the colour.
It's got loads of fresh acidity, but it's like a wild strawberry. So I'm no master at that, but I reckon it's going to take a lot to dull that down. So it will be able to go through a bit of aging.
But before that, we'll blend it with a bit of Chardonnay to sort of bring a bit of finesse, because this is pure Pinot. This is punchy red fruit. Bit of Chardonnay, touch
Do you
of
put
Meunier.
Chardonnay in your rosé?
Yeah, touch of Chardonnay, bit of Meunier.
Which will make it lighter?
Which will make it lighter, yeah.
Right, we're going over here. So we've got quite a few pieces to this puzzle, but we now need to make it fizzy. And for that, we need those naughty little yeasts.
Come on, Fred, let's go have a look. We use a standard champagne bottle, and then after about a week, 2 weeks, depends how warm it is outside, the yeast will slowly start to ferment that sugar. It can take a month, 2 months.
So all of those are yeasties. How do you know when they're dead?
Because we measure the pressure. Yeast die, and then after about 2-3 months, those yeast cells start to break down.
Yeah.
They rupture, they release amino acids into the wine. And this is the precursor to that character you associate with traditional, that toasty, bready, biscuity character.
And is it the longer that you leave the dead yeast in there, the more biscuit you get?
Yes.
When you've had enough biscuit and you want to get everything done, what happens?
Well, the old ways was using one of these, the wooden papiche. This is to get the yeast from the bottom to the neck of the bottle. You basically put your little chalk mark at the top of each bottle.
Yeah.
And then you go around every day, maybe twice a day. You just sort of give it a 1/8 turn. That just sort of slowly maneuvers the sediment around the side of the bottle. Now we do it like this.
So these are Giro pallets.
We take the cage where it's been aging. Someone loads 504 bottles, to be precise.
And they're lying flat.
Lie flat as they've been aging. We put the cage on the front, and then a forklift loads them onto the gyro pallet. We press a button, we go away for 5 days, we come back, and it ends up like that.
5 days,
all done.
No child labour. I'm a buyer.
Me too.
So we've got those yeasts into a pretty good place in that bottle. but there's a hell of a lot of pressure, the equivalent of being 50 meters underwater. Luckily, Henry's got some whiz-bang kit that's going to chuck that muck, clean it all up, and top it up a bit for us.
So the gyro pallet comes in here, and all these machines here help turn this upside down bottle with sediment and a crown cap on, with the help of a cork and a wire hood, into a right way up bottle of Power and Hope. Cheers.
So we've got our ice bath here. We've got the bottles upside down, and
Yeah.
we're going to try and get the sediment out of these bottles.
Fred, I don't know if you can see, it's frozen from there down. And the yeast is sitting somewhere in there?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be captured in this bit here.
Right at the very neck?
Yeah.
And then you flip it over, out it comes out, and the ice pushes it all through?
Yeah, because this has got about 6 bar pressure inside there.
Yeah.
All the bubbles, that'll just blow out the ice cube on its own.
Brilliant. Can we get silly with this outside? Sure. Okay, let's go. Come outside. So just flip the top off?
Yeah.
Yeah? Aim into the sky. Really steady?
Yeah.
Oh, look, mine's gone gunky spun for your bit here. Look at this. This is all the yeast that has now come out of that bottle. I've gone out of that.
That captured all of that yeast in there. That's the...
And that's the stuff that's made it taste really, oh, it's still icy.
Yeah.
Really biscuity.
Exactly.
Right, so here it is. The ice cap's there. It's minus 26 degrees that. Over it goes. On Henry, they're coming through. So James, what's going on here? They're coming in.
So they're coming in. This first sound's knocked the crown cap off, and then that ice cube and sediment's gone out into the back.
Flips in there.
Then we go through this series of nozzles. The first one takes a little bit of wine out of that bottle, goes up into there.
Yeah.
And that just makes sure every bottle starts at the exact same level.
Yeah.
And then the next one, that's where our dosage goes in.
That's the dosage.
The dosage going into that bottle there.
So that's the sugar and the wine.
And sugar wine syrup, just to kind of blend nicely with that acidity and soften the wine out, bring out a few more flavours later on. And then the last 2 nozzles just top up the wine to best you can. And once that's ready, it goes straight to Henry. You can go off and help him now. All yours, Henry.
Thanks. Okay, Henry. So bottle comes off. Should be the right level. We've got these lights to just double check. Just in case, we'll put our measuring thing on. Bang on, 72 mil.
So good to go.
Ready to go. And we take the bottle, push it onto the arm. Cork goes in. Wire hood goes on. Off to be mixed.
Here I am on Henry's throne. I'm going to be doing corking of the bottles, and apparently he says it's 34 quid a bottle, each one that I mess up. Right, James, send them down. Yeah, oh, right, okay, off. I measure it. Perfect. Am I fast?
Yeah.
So that's a wrap. Henry, when I put my bottle on there, what happens in here?
So this is our mixer. So 3 years ago, someone used to have to mix the dosage like that, and it was the worst job. Everyone hated it. So this machine takes the bottle and it just splits it over 3 times, so it does the job for us.
So once these guys have done a few headstands, they get a brush down, a clean up, and they're full to shipping.
Henry, could we possibly taste one of these?
Yeah, cool.
Is that done now, ready to go?
It is.
Right, let's go. Thank you, everyone.
So that is Henry.
Straight off the line.
Yeah.
So this is, we wouldn't normally release it at this point.
Why?
Well, because we liked for the wine to go through a bit of aging, because that sugar and those amino acids you release during the aging, they need some time to combine.
To mélange, mix it all up.
It's called the Maillard reaction.
The mild reaction.
The Maillard reaction.
Maillard. Is that a type of duck? Right. I've never tasted. Quite lively.
Straight off the line.
So all this has had is the flop.
So it's had dosage, it's been mixed, and I've just popped it straight away.
Really lovely small bubbles. Look at that. Shit, it looks absolutely delicious. Cheers, Henry. Smells very good, doesn't it? So quite green apple-y kind of thing.
A lot of fruit.
Tastes very, very good. How would you expect that to taste in 6 months' time?
Bit more of that autolytic, toasty character to come through.
Have you got one for me to taste? And yes, I can definitely smell more of the pastry kind of. It's a little bit like a bakery. And this will just keep getting more bready and more.
Up to a point, yeah. The first 6 months to a year, that's when you see the greatest change, and then it sort of slows down.
It's much softer, much richer, riper, almost sort of creamier. Have you got anything even older than that? Just to show me what the difference is.
Yeah, this is number 9. That means our 9th release.
9th year
of this wine, and this is number 4. So this is our 4th release. So it's 5 years extra in Magnum.
On yeast or just
On yeast.
brilliant? Wow. Cheers, Henry.
Cheers.
What a treat. So there is a colour difference. This is slightly more golden in colour. Still bubbles absolutely fizzing like mad. Small ones from the bottom of the glass. And we're in our bakery shop. All sorts of like croissant, brioche, bread,
But it's still got the freshness.
loads of, it's lemon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's citrus, whereas this first one was like apple. This is more like citrus. Is it a blend of grape varieties?
Yeah, it's all 3. It basically represents the whole vineyard.
Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier.
40, 40, 20%.
40, 40, 20. Would you ideally like to leave your wine as long as you possibly can?
Yeah, this is the perennial issue. We want the wine to be older. We want to leave it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Magnums, you know, if anyone bought these out, I'd say just forget about it, because they've got
For how long?
as long as you can, as long as you can go, because they age slower, they're more graceful. You know, they still got that freshness, they still got that fruit. So if you really want to keep dialing up the sort of autolytic, that toasty character.
Autolytic means croissant. So I bought you a present which I'm almost embarrassed to give you. I bought it from Aldi, and it's what most of us would be thinking is a sparkling wine. Can this ever get to be tasting or having character like a bottle fermented sparkling wine?
No.